Yes, sir, baby. On the radar. Yo, I got my guy, Brooklyn in the building. Qrunitup is here with me. What's up, bro? How you feeling today?
What's going on?
Yo, I'm excited. You know, when my people at Asylum hit me up and they was like, yo, we got this artist come, blah, 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 new record, all this. I'm like, oh, I've heard of Q, like, because, you know, you've been out here putting out, like, big joints for a couple of years now. So, of course, I had to have you on, man. How have you been during this whole pandemic? Like, how are you feeling?
Like, I don't know, bro. Like I said, son, I be cooling, bro. The pandemic, like, I mean, pandemic just gave me some time to just really just get myself right and shit, you feel me?
Right.
Like, I mean, a lot of bad shit happened and shit, you feel me? But, you know, I don't really look at that, you feel me?
Right. And
it already happened and shit, you feel me? So I'm just focused on what's ahead, you feel me, bro?
Right. And I wanted to kind of like get into your history because, you know, we were talking a little bit before we started the interview how like people don't really know like Qrunitup, like, you know, the person. And nobody really knows out there that you was actually born in Trinidad.
Yeah, that's a fact, you feel me? A lot of people don't know that shit, you feel me? I came to America in 2012 and shit, you feel me? Mm-hmm. But like what, like the transition and shit?
Yeah, like what was that? Cause how old were you when you came to America?
I was like, what, like 12?
12? Okay, so you was
like
born in 2000, okay.
That'd be 13 type shit, you feel me? Or some shit like that.
So coming from Trinidad to America, specifically Brooklyn, what was that transition like for you?
I ain't even dragging it when I tell you, but like it was 100% different and shit, you feel me? Like back there, like I never wore like jackets and hoodies and I never had a hoodie. I never, you feel me? Niggas ain't see snow, none of that shit, you feel me? Like everything is different up here, you feel me? Like it was different from how I pictured it when I was back there though, you feel me? Like when I was back there and shit, you feel me? Like they used to like my mom's was in America, you feel me? Like everybody I was staying with back then and shit, they knew like my mom's was trying to get me up here and shit, you feel me? Mm-hmm. But like the way they used to explain how America was like we call it the foreign and shit, you feel me?
Right.
But like the way like they explain how up here was, like it's completely different and shit, you feel me? But nah, it was big though, you feel me? Like it was different.
So how did you get into hip hop? Was there like a lot of that in Trinidad or because like obviously I know soca music is like the predominant, the big obviously genre of music that I'm sure most people in Trinidad listen to. But how did the hip hop come about for you?
I don't even like I'm from Trinidad and shit, but I don't even listen to soca music like that.
Really?
Like,
okay.
I listen to all types of music. Don't get me wrong, you feel me? But like soca is not like one of the main shits I go to listen. You feel me? Like back there, I listened to mostly like Jamaican music actually.
Okay.
Like reggae and shit like that. That's what like, you know, that's what everybody was playing and shit. Like back then, shit like Vibes Cartel and shit. You feel me? And when I was down there, that's when Vibes was on his shit. You feel me? I don't know if you know about Vibes Cartel.
Of course, I know about Vibes Cartel.
Yeah, of course. You feel me? You gotta know. You feel me? But yeah, facts. But like hip hop wise, I remember like artists that was big down there at that time, or like they were playing shit like Lil Wayne and shit, fucking Michael Jackson and fucking like Tupac and shit. You feel me? Like
I definitely see the Lil Wayne like inspiration in your music.
You know, I fuck with Lil Wayne, son. Body different.
100%. So when you were down there and you was listening to this music, so would you say like who were some of the obviously
I ain't gonna hold you, but like I was listening to it, but I still never thought about doing music and shit. You feel me? Like I never thought about doing music and shit. You feel me? I just, you know, it's like energy and shit. You feel me? Like I like, you feel me? I like to, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you feel me? Like.
So when you got to America, obviously growing up here and in Brooklyn and whatnot, when was the moment where you was like, okay, I'm gonna take music seriously now?
Fucking. Like, don't get me wrong, I never thought about it, bro. You feel me? But when I was in like the start of 10th grade, for me, I got locked up for something, and I had to go to military school. When I was in military school, that's the whole shit that set my mind straight, you feel me? Because I'm in there, I'm thinking like, you know, I ain't finished high school, so I gotta, you feel me? But like, I always like, the goal was just to be successful and shit, you feel me? Because when I was 16, I seen niggas like Young Boy and shit, 16, my same age, making money, you feel me? Like niggas just doing their thing and shit.
Like you look like Chief Keef too. Chief Keef when he blew up, he was like 16, 17.
Yeah, you feel me, bro? So like shit like that inspired me and shit, bro. Like niggas that's young, that's doing their shit, you feel me? Everybody that's young doing their shit, I got respect for them, you feel me? Like
you mentioned the military program. Yeah. How did the military program, I guess, kind of shape you?
Yeah, so basically fucking like when I was in there and shit, I was barely getting letters and shit. Like niggas was like, don't like before I went in there, everybody knew me and shit. You feel me? Like from high school and shit. I came out in 10th grade. You feel me? But like everybody still knew me and shit. You feel me? Like for just like either doing dumb shit or you feel me, just you feel me? Like everybody knew me and shit. But then when I went in there, I was barely getting letters and shit, you feel me? So it ain't really had nothing for me to do like that, you feel me? So I remember it had some room that everybody had to gather in when it come a certain time to get letters, to get their letters and shit, you feel me? And I would never get no letters and shit, you feel me? So I remember I had this notebook and I would just like write, I wrote my first song and shit, you feel me? And like this is around the time where like A Boogie was now like on the rise and shit, you feel me? So you know his flow and shit was, you feel me, like
it was what was
big,
hot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I'm like I would write the song and shit, then you know I would like perform it a little bit for like my mans and shit, you feel me? Like for me, and like then everybody started fucking with it as I like sing it to them or whatever to them, you feel me? Like you feel me, present it to them and shit. Everybody used to fuck with it and shit, you feel me? So they used to tell me like, yo, when you come out, you feel me, like, yo, take music serious, like actually do that shit and shit, you feel me? I remember like we get 5-minute phone calls every 2 weeks. Remember I got this one phone call and I called my brother and I told him, I'm like, yo, tell niggas when I come home, son, I'm making music, you feel me? But you know, like if your mans tell you that, you feel me, like you gonna be like, yeah, shit, you feel me? But you know, you're not gonna expect
most people
it
when you tell people like they don't really expect you to actually take it seriously until you got the records out.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you're in a place like that and shit, you feel me? Like they'd be like, yeah, you feel me? Like, feel me?
They be like, yeah, I'm gonna support you, but like, you know, they don't really believe that you gonna do it.
You feel me? Yeah, son, you feel me? But when I came home now, you feel me? I'm like, I went to the studio, but I couldn't like, it wasn't like when I went to the studio and I tried to like sing one of the songs that I wrote and shit, like I got like a notebook full of them, you feel me? Like when I went to the studio, it wasn't the same though, you feel me? Like I'm trying to sing this shit and shit, and it just sound bad. I'm like, damn, bro, I paid it, bro. This shit is not for me, bro. You feel me, son? I was fed, but after, like my first song I made was Trappin On Trap.
Okay.
You feel me?
Right, I was about to ask you about that because that was your first song that really kind of like blew up.
Yeah, that was my first song like ever recorded. You feel me? So but there's 2 versions of it. The first time I made it, you feel me? Like it sounded okay. You feel me? Everybody was like okay with it and shit. You feel me? But you know it had to be tweaked with a little bit. You feel me? So I remember after the studio session, my mom's got a hair salon in the hood. You feel me?
Okay.
So fucking I went there and I'm playing the song in there, you feel me? And everybody like, yo, like, it should sound good. Like, remake that shit, you feel me? So I remade it. When I remade it and dropped it, then, you feel me, like, shit went up. You feel me? Like, everybody was jacking it and shit, you feel me?
And then that's when you were like, all right, we going to
I still wasn't even when, son, you feel me? Like, that was just, like, me getting into music, you feel me? Like fucking with, like, recording it and shit, you feel me? But, like, taking it serious and shit, like, was after I made Ride.
Okay.
Yeah, after I made Ride, that's when I started, like, I was feeling it more and shit, you feel me? Like feeling like the path that I chose with the music and all of that shit, you feel me? Because, like I don't know, like, the beat that I used and shit for that shit, like, you know, like, when you listen to it, you feel me? It's, like, it's smooth, it's nice, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I like shit like that. Like,
it's something you can ride to in, like the summer and shit like that.
Yeah. You feel me? Like the type of music that we be listening to most of the time and shit, you feel me? Like it fits with it, you feel me? So it's like, I don't know, but like it's the energy mostly, you feel me? I like the positive shit. I like to feel good and shit, you feel me? Like, you feel me? So I started jacking it more after that.
How did you get signed to Asylum? How did that come about for you?
How did that even come about? I don't even know. I can't remember.
Okay, let's do this then. How did it feel when you signed? Like when you signed, like, you know what I'm saying? Like how, like was that like your I made it moment?
Nah. That wasn't my I made it moment. Nah, it was just the first step. You feel me?
Okay.
Just the first step to getting there. You feel me? Like it's different steps and shit. You feel me? I don't let certain shit get to my head and like I get like OD. Like I get happy, I get excited and shit. You feel me? When I pass certain milestones and shit, it's like when I first started making music, I'm like, I'm gonna just keep putting out music.
Yeah.
My goal was to get 10K plays on SoundCloud each song.
Okay.
You feel me? So I'm like, I'm gonna just keep putting it out and shit until somebody see this shit. But when I put out Trappin On Trap, I got a lot of streams. Like it went up crazy. You feel me? It went up good. It's like over 500,000 streams and shit everywhere and shit. You feel me? So Yeah. What was the question?
I asked you, how did you get assigned to Asylum? And if you don't really remember that story, what did it feel like when you got signed? Like,
oh yeah, you asked if that was the I made it moment. Nah, it wasn't the I made it moment. You feel me? Like the I made it moment gonna come soon. You feel me? But it was just the first step. You feel me, bro? Mm-hmm. Like it's not going like yeah, I'm happy and shit for it. Yeah, it's the first step.
But you don't want to get comfortable.
Nah, hell no. I'll never get comfortable, bro. Can't ever get comfortable.
Right, because I feel like when people get comfortable, and you know, especially like young artists like yourself or artists who are still like kind of considered new to the game, that's when like a lot of mistakes can happen. You know what I'm saying? That's when you could like slip up and make the wrong decision. That's one thing I always
told myself too. You feel me? Like never get comfortable. You feel me? You get comfortable, that's when you lose it and shit. You feel me? Don't get me wrong. Like right now, I still like I go to the studio to record music when I feel like not like when I feel like it, but like. You know, I don't like to make it like a job, you feel me? Like when I know I got one, you feel me, or some shit like that, you feel me? Then I will book a long session, then I will just knock out songs that I know that's gonna be big, or I know that's good, or mean something to me or shit, you feel me? I don't force it. When you force it, I don't know, it's probably different for other people, but I don't like to force it, you feel me? I don't like to force it. I let it come naturally, like I like to feel my music, you feel me, bro? Like for the tape and shit, like you gonna hear like the music that's on the tape and shit, like well,
before we get to the tape, you got a new single out.
Yeah, that's a fact. Don't fuck around.
Don't fuck around. I gotta say, I love the visuals for it because I feel like you was actually telling a story with the visuals for that record. With that visual for the record, what is the story like? Explain to the people.
Yeah, son. So fucking it's all facts, bro. You feel me? All my music is all facts. Whether it's on a drill beat, whether it's on a singing beat, it's all facts. I don't ever, like, nothing you ever hear me sing about in my music could ever be fake. You feel me, bro? Fucking, what you call it? For Don't Fuck Around, like the whole video, the song, everything, like, it's, like, all this shit happened in real life, you feel me? When I was in, when I first got to high school, 9th grade, you feel me? Niggas actually deadass try to rob me, you feel me, bro?
Right.
Like that's why I put in the start of the song. When I was in school, niggas try to rob me, you feel me? Nah, still on my shit, you could never probably, you feel me? Like, shit different now, you feel me? Like, niggas can't do that now, bro.
And I think that was such a great record to start the year off with. So taking like the momentum from that record into the rest of the year. So we got the tape coming out, right? Yeah, that's so with the tape, you know, what do you want to accomplish with the tape? And is it all just you on the tape, or do you have some people joining you?
Yeah, so the tape is all gonna be me. You feel me? I gotta let niggas know what's up first. You feel me? Like let niggas show niggas what's up and shit. You feel me? Like so that's straight gonna be me and shit. But after the tape and shit, you know, that's when we gonna get features and shit. You feel me?
Which will be on the album.
Yeah, that's the album. That's the album and shit. You feel me? But for the tape, yeah.
What do you want the tape to accomplish for you?
Oh yeah, what I want the tape to accomplish, just get me to the next step.
Right.
You feel me? That's all. It's just certain steps. You feel me? Get the bigger bag. You feel me? Like it's just steps. You feel me?
How do you feel like about like, you know, your place in like the New York music scene right now? Like, do you feel you know, do you feel like you're underrated? Do you feel like it's about to be a time? Like, what do you feel like where you're at right now, and are you happy with where you at right now?
Good question, son. Yeah, nah, I definitely do feel like I'm underrated and shit, you feel me? But now I'm cooling though. Like I said, I be cooling, bro, you feel me? I'm wait till my turn, you feel me? I know I got more work to put in and shit, you feel me? So I don't watch none of that, you feel me? Like, the time gonna come when the time come, you feel me? Until the time come, I just work milestone to milestone, step by step, you feel me? I don't rush nothing, I don't force nothing, no, none of that shit. Shit gonna come, you feel me? Like, hopefully it won't take too long and shit, you feel me?
We definitely don't want it to take too long. We definitely don't want it to take too long.
Like, no, nothing like that, you feel me? But I don't think it's gonna take too long, you feel me? But
also, I guess like looking at everybody else who's from the city, and I ask this with whatever New York artists that come on my show. Who are some people out right now that you really want to personally work with, or that you really want to connect with on a record? It could be anybody. It could be people from the Bronx, it could be people from Brooklyn, etc.
Whoever want to work with me, once it's genuine, you feel me? Once it's genuine and I fuck with them and shit, you feel me? Then yeah, let's work and shit, you feel me? But I don't really be like, I wouldn't reach out to niggas for certain shit and shit, you feel me? Like I said, I be cooling. When niggas see what's up, then niggas gonna fall in line, you feel me, bro?
So
that's the whole point of the tape. The whole point of the tape is like, it's just straight me. Let niggas see what's up. But niggas see what's up, then niggas gonna fall in line. You feel me, bro?
So you're someone who doesn't want to work with an artist unless it's like unless y'all have like a
don't get me
connection.
wrong. Nah. I got certain people I would like to work with and shit. You feel me? Like Chef G, Sleepy and shit. You feel me? Certain niggas from New York and shit. All over. You feel me? Like even fucking other countries and shit. I fuck with the UK heavy. I fuck with African music heavy. Like in all, I think in like every single country, it got niggas doing drill, it got niggas doing like it's different shit. I fuck with all of that, bro. I like to see shit like that, especially like the niggas that's like from back in the fucking Caribbean and shit. You feel me? That's doing their shit and shit. You feel me? I like to see shit like that, bro.
Right.
Like I like to see shit like that, son. That shit. You feel me? Cause niggas is making something out of nothing and shit. You feel me? I like that shit, bro.
And obviously you being from Brooklyn, I gotta ask, what did Bobby and Rowdy coming home mean to you?
Well, I'm from the 9, you feel me? I'm from 93rd and Clarkson, you feel me? That's like when I first came to America, that's why I've been
there your whole life.
But I just moved and shit though, like a couple years ago, you feel me?
Okay, gotcha.
Like that's where I'm from, you feel me? When I went to 219, I went to PS 219, that's right there, right next to where everybody be at, you feel me? I've been seeing them being around them for years and shit. Everybody I be around, like my son right there from the 9 too. You feel me? We all from the 9. You feel me? Fucking But yeah, it's big, bro. Yeah, that's big, son.
It feels good to have them home.
Hell yeah, niggas deserve to be home, bro.
That's a fact. Well, I appreciate you being here with me today. What else do the people got to be on the lookout for in 2021? Obviously, is the tape and the album coming out this year? Or just the tape.
Yeah,
let's just say the tape.
Yeah.
let's just say the tape. So we got the tape coming out this year.
The tape coming out.
More singles, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Man.
What else do they got to be on the lookout for from you this year?
Just pressure, son. That's all. Just pressure. That's what they gonna see, son. For me.
I love it, man. I love it. Let the people know where they can follow you. Look in this camera. Let them know where they can follow you at. Twitter, Instagram, anything else you got to let them know. Go ahead.
Instagram, Qrunitup with 2 P's. Qrunitupp. Fucking my YouTube is Qrunitup, man. You feel me? I need to tune in, son. Feel me? I don't really use like Twitter and shit like that, though. You feel me? Like I'm not really like heavy on the social media shit like that. You feel me? Well, I used to be heavy on it, but like now, like I said, bro, I be cooling. You feel me? I'm not really into none of that shit. You feel me? I just want to make good music and just take care of everybody and shit. You feel me?
I love that.
Good and shit, you feel me?
I love that. Well, make sure y'all go follow him. Go run up DFA. Don't fuck around right now. The video is super dope. Make sure y'all go check that out. And until next time, Q Run It Up on the radar, baby. Signing off. Bow.